And how many times were you married?
5.
Why are you in the penitentiary now?
All the claims I killed my husband.
What if the person who smiled the most in your family, the one who always laughed and seemed the friendliest, was secretly a cold-blooded killer? Could you ever imagine your grandmother plotting your death with a giggle on her lips? Today, we uncover the chilling story of Nannie Doss, infamously known as the Giggling Granny. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join us as we reveal the darkest secrets behind this smiling murderer. Early life of Nannie Doss. Nannie Doss was born Nancy Hazel on November 4, 1905. In Blue Mountain, Alabama, USA. Her childhood was far from ordinary, shaped by strict rules, family dysfunction, and a father who controlled every aspect of her life. She never had the carefree experiences most children enjoy. Instead, her life was filled with isolation, unhappiness, and abuse. As a young girl, she suffered a head injury when a train abruptly stopped, throwing her forward. This accident left her with recurring headaches, blackouts, and mood swings, factors some experts believe later influenced her violent tendencies. Nannie found comfort in romance magazines and stories about love. She longed for affection, daydreamed about fairy tale marriages, and craved an escape from her grim reality. But behind her dreams, something darker was growing inside her. Marriage and the first killing. At just 16 years old, Nannie married Charlie Braggs, a man she barely knew. He was the only son of a protective mother, and Nannie soon discovered that she had married into a nightmare. Her mother-in-law controlled the household, and Charlie proved to be abusive and unfaithful. Nannie bore 4 daughters during this turbulent marriage, but the family home was filled with tension, poverty, and resentment. In 1927, tragedy struck when 2 of Nannie's daughters suddenly died under mysterious circumstances. Doctors initially blamed food poisoning, but suspicions lingered. Many believed the girls had been poisoned. Charlie, fearing for his life and the lives of his remaining children, eventually left Nannie, taking 1 daughter with him. This was only the beginning of a long and bloody path. The search for love and Nannie's obsession with romance didn't fade. She placed personal ads in newspapers, seeking companionship. Through these ads, she met her second husband, Frank Harrelson. At first, the relationship seemed promising, but soon alcohol and abuse crept into the marriage. One night, when Harrelson came home drunk and violent, Nannie snapped. She laced his moonshine with poison. When he drank it, he died. Nannie, however, wasn't caught. Instead, she portrayed herself as a grieving widow, masking her deadly secret behind tears and laughter. The Giggling Granny. Nannie's charm and laughter became her most dangerous weapons. She always presented herself as a cheerful, caring woman, someone impossible to suspect of murder. But behind that smile, she calculated every move. Her third marriage, to Arlie Lanning, followed a similar path. Arlie, a heavy drinker, died suddenly after Nannie poisoned him. She once again played the grieving widow, even gaining sympathy from neighbors. Shortly afterward, the house they shared mysteriously burned down, and Nannie collected the insurance money. With each death, she became bolder, perfecting her methods of poisoning and deception. She laughed at funerals, cracked jokes during investigations, and carried on as if nothing had happened. Her eerie giggles earned her the chilling nickname, the Giggling Granny. The trail of poison. Husband number 4, Richard Morton, was no exception. Though he was more stable than her previous spouses, he fell victim to Nannie's lethal recipes. She slipped poison into his food, and once again, she became a widow. By this time, Nannie wasn't just killing husbands. She began targeting her own family. Her mother, whom she described as controlling, died suddenly while living with Nannie. Shortly after, her sister Dovie also died in suspicious circumstances. Nannie's own grandson, Robert, died mysteriously after eating a poisoned meal. Even her mother-in-law wasn't safe. One by one, those closest to her were poisoned, each death adding to the body count. The final husband. In 1953, Nannie married her 5th husband, Samuel Doss of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Unlike her previous husbands, Samuel was a decent man, a clean-living minister who disliked Nannie's obsession with romance magazines and lurid love stories. He tried to reform her lifestyle, banning her from reading such material. But Nannie couldn't tolerate being controlled. Samuel suddenly became ill and was hospitalized with flu-like symptoms. Doctors treated him and sent him home, but days later, he was dead. This time, however, the doctors were suspicious. They ordered an autopsy. The results revealed high levels of arsenic in Samuel's system. Finally, Nannie's decades-long killing spree began to unravel. Confession and arrest when confronted. Nannie confessed with shocking ease. She admitted to killing 4 of her 5 husbands, as well as her mother, sister, grandson, and mother-in-law. But what chilled investigators the most was her demeanor. She giggled as she described her crimes. Her laughter wasn't nervous, it was genuine amusement. She seemed to relish the attention and the horror she inspired. The press quickly dubbed her the Giggling Granny and the Jolly Black Widow. Motives behind the Smolesso. Why did she kill? Nannie claimed she was searching for the perfect romantic partner. But every man she married disappointed her. When her fantasies didn't match reality, she turned to poison. Some deaths also brought financial gain through life insurance policies, adding another motive. Experts suggest her actions were rooted in deep psychological trauma from her abusive childhood, combined with a distorted obsession with love stories. Poison became her tool of control, and giggling became her mask. Trial and sentencing in 1955. Nannie Doss was convicted of murdering her 5th husband, Samuel Doss, to avoid the death penalty. She pleaded guilty and was sentenced to life imprisonment. She was never tried for the other murders, though she had openly confessed to them. Nannie spent the rest of her life behind bars, still smiling and giggling, as if she had no regrets. In 1965, she died of leukemia while serving her sentence in the Oklahoma State Penitentiary. Legacy of Nannie Doss remains one of America's most infamous female serial killers. Her case shocked the nation not only because of the number of victims, but also because of the bizarre contrast between her outward personality and her inner darkness. The image of a cheerful grandmother cooking, laughing, and chatting clashed violently with the reality of a woman who poisoned nearly everyone close to her. Her case is often studied in criminology and psychology as an example of hidden psychopathy. Nannie Doss's story forces us to question the people we think we know best. How can someone so cheerful be so deadly? How do we recognize danger when it hides behind a smile? As you reflect on this chilling story, ask yourself, would you have ever suspected her if she was your grandmother? If you found this story shocking and want to hear more about the darkest true crime cases in history, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Who knows, your suggestion might become our next deep dive. Stay curious, stay safe, and remember, sometimes the friendliest smile hides the deadliest secrets.